Everything that you see, touch, and experience is nothing more than a projection of your inner state. What you call reality is not something happening to you, it is something emerging through you. The moment you become aware of this, you step into a new level of understanding, what many would call quantum consciousness. It is the realization that consciousness is not limited by time, space, or circumstance. It is infinite, creative, and alive within you, responding faithfully to every assumption you hold as true. Look around you for a moment. Everything that surrounds you, every event that unfolds, every person who crosses your path, each one is a reflection of your inner world. What you consistently believe about yourself and your life manifest in the world of form. The invisible thoughts of yesterday become the tangible experiences of today. Nothing in your life happens by coincidence. It all mirrors the frequency you are vibrating on, the mental state you have accepted as real. When you understand this truth, you no longer react to appearances. You no longer beg for change or fight against what seems wrong. Instead, you turn inward because that is where the true power lies. The outer world bends to the inner command. The imagination, when felt with conviction, creates reality. To imagine and to feel something as already real is to set in motion unseen forces that will shape the external world to match it. The universe is not something apart from you. It is the expression of your consciousness, faithfully molded by your beliefs and emotions. Quantum consciousness is not a distant or mystical state. It is the awareness that there is no separation between thought and form, between mind and matter. You are both the observer and the creator. You are the dreamer dreaming and the dream itself. When you imagine with feeling, you collapse infinite possibilities into one ease. Our chosen reality. Every what if, every desire already exists in the unseen realm, waiting for your attention to give it form. The moment you accept it within, reality begins to rearrange itself to reflect that inner knowing. So if you are hearing this now, it is not by accident. Something within you has drawn you here because you are ready to awaken to the truth of who you are. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are not bound by past experiences. You are consciousness itself, limitless, creative, eternal. Everything you desire already exists within you, waiting for your awareness to claim it. The moment you dare to feel it is true, you unlock the quantum field of infinite potential. Stop looking for signs outside of you. The sign is your awareness right now, the realization that you can choose your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions is the key that unlocks all doors. When you persist in the assumption that your wish is already fulfilled, life will mirror it back to you in perfect detail. It must. The universe is not against you, it is you. So close your eyes, see the life you desire, feel it as though it's already yours. Walk in that reality in your mind until it feels natural. And then let go of all effort. The bridge of events will unfold. The right people, opportunities, and moments will align, not by chance but by law. You have unlocked the door to quantum consciousness, the awareness that your imagination is God within you, creating worlds without end. Reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. Every experience, every circumstance, and every person you meet is a mirror reflecting the state of your inner world. What you hold in consciousness is true. What you continually dwell upon in your mind begins to take shape in your physical reality. Thoughts are not idle. They are creative forces vibrating through the field of energy that connects all things. The emotions you feel give those thoughts life, and together they form the pattern that reality follows. When you look at your life, you are looking at a living picture of your most dominant beliefs. Most people move through the world unaware that their internal dialogue and emotional states are scripting their experiences. They react to what they see, never realizing that what they see is only a reflection of what they have believed long enough to solidify into form. The moment you understand that the outer world is a projection of your consciousness, you stop fighting appearances and start transforming your inner self. The conditions of life are not random. They are organized responses to the assumptions you carry within. When you think I am not enough, life will show you situations that confirm that belief. When you feel unworthy of love, you'll attract experiences that mirror rejection or distance. But when you change the belief, the reflection must change too. The outer world is obedient. It cannot resist the inner command. The law of consciousness is precise and impartial. It brings forth whatever you persist in imagining as real. That is why self-awareness is power. When you consciously choose your thoughts and emotions, you begin to rewrite the code of your reality. This understanding transforms your relationship with life. You stop blaming circumstances or luck and start taking creative responsibility for your experience. And you begin to see that peace, abundance, and joy are not conditions to be found. They are states of being to be embodied. Reality bends to the vibration of your inner conviction. The moment you shift your consciousness, the external world begins to rearrange itself to match it. Everything is consciousness expressing itself, and once you align your inner state with what you truly desire, the reflection must obey. Reality, after all, is your own consciousness made visible. Imagination is the creative center of your being, the divine workshop where reality is first designed before it ever appears in the physical world. Every structure, invention, and event that exists began first as an image in someone's mind. The imagination is not daydreaming or idle thought. It is the power that shapes worlds. When you imagine with emotion and conviction, you impress that image upon the deeper levels of consciousness, and from there it begins to manifest in visible form. The unseen becomes seen through the force of sustained imagination. This process operates whether you are aware of it or not. Each time you replay a memory, worry about the future, or envision success, you are using the same creative mechanism. The difference lies in awareness and intention. Most people use imagination unconsciously, filling their inner world with scenes of fear, doubt, and limitation, and then wonder why their lives reflect the same patterns. But once you understand that imagination is the seed of reality, you begin to plant only what you wish to harvest. The imagination, fueled by emotion, becomes a magnet drawing experiences that match the feeling you cultivate within. To imagine something clearly and to feel it as real is to set in motion an unseen law. The universe does not respond to words. It responds to frequency, and feeling is frequency in motion. When you dwell in the feeling of already having what you desire, your consciousness sends out a vibration that the outer world mirrors faithfully. You don't have to know how it will happen. Your only task is to persist in the assumption that it already has. The imagination handles the blueprint, and life arranges the steps. When you use imagination deliberately, you begin to live as a conscious creator. Instead of reacting to life, you become the one shaping it. Each night before sleep, when your mind is quiet, is a doorway into creation. In that stillness, imagine the scene that would imply your wish fulfilled. Feel it deeply, see it vividly until it becomes real within you. That inner act is not fantasy. It is creation in progress. The world outside is simply the shadow of the images held within, and the more consistently you live in that inner vision, the faster it solidifies into fact. Quantum consciousness is the awareness that everything in existence is connected through one infinite field of energy and that your mind is not separate from it. The boundaries between the observer and the observed dissolve once you realize that consciousness is not confined to the body or the brain. It is the fabric of reality itself. Every thought, emotion, and intention you send out ripples through this unified field, influencing and shaping the possibilities that unfold in your life. What you perceive as the external world is not independent of you. It is an extension of your awareness, molded by the quality of your inner state. In this state of awareness, you begin to understand that time, space, and matter are not rigid or fixed. They are fluid and responsive to the vibration of consciousness. The past and future exist as potential realities that can be accessed and reshaped through your present state of being. When you dwell in a specific frequency, whether of fear, love, abundance, or lack, you tune into the version of reality that resonates with that vibration. Everything already exists in potential form. Your consciousness simply selects which version you will experience through focus and emotion. This is the essence of being both the dreamer and the dream. You are not separate from what you observe. You are co-creating it through the lens of your awareness. When you observe something with strong belief or emotion, you collapse infinite possibilities into one definite experience. The universe is not random. It responds precisely to your state of consciousness. As your awareness expands, you begin to witness synchronicities, coincidences, and patterns aligning in your favor. These are not miracles or luck. They are signs that your inner vibration is harmonizing with the reality you have chosen within. To live from this awareness is to step beyond reaction of papam and into deliberate creation. You realize that every situation, pleasant or painful, is feedback showing you where your consciousness has been dwelling. There is no separation between you and the whole. You are not a small being moving through a vast universe. You are the universe expressing itself as you. Once you embody this truth, you move through life effortlessly, understanding that the power to shift any experience lies within your awareness of oneness. Assumption is the silent force that molds the invisible into form. It is the act of accepting something as true within your consciousness, regardless of whether you can see it with your eyes. Every assumption, when held with faith and persistence, crystallizes into reality. The world cannot resist the conviction of a mind that has accepted its desire as already accomplished. What you inwardly claim as true, what you emotionally live in and feel to be real, becomes the framework from which your outer world unfolds. Most people live by reaction. They wait for evidence before believing, not realizing that belief is the evidence that creates what they are waiting to see. The law of assumption works in reverse of ordinary perception. It is not seeing is believing, but believing is seeing. When you assume something with full emotional acceptance, you set the creative power of consciousness into motion. The universe begins to rearrange itself, guiding circumstances, events, and people into perfect alignment with the picture you hold within. The bridge of incidents may appear ordinary, but each step is orchestrated by the unseen intelligence that responds to your inner certainty. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to live in the end, to occupy the mental and emotional state of already having what you desire. It is not pretending or forcing, it is knowing. You embody the vibration of completion and allow the outer world to catch up. Even when appearances seem contrary, you remain unmoved because you understand that reality must conform to the inner pattern. Doubt only delays. Persistence seals the outcome. The longer you sustain the assumption, the more solid it becomes until it manifests naturally without effort or strain. The beauty of this principle is its simplicity. You do not need to manipulate the outer world or chase results. You only need to master why. Our inner world, to choose what you believe, what you feel, and what you accept as real. Every great transformation begins in consciousness and flows outward. When you assume your highest ideal and live from that place of inner conviction, life becomes a reflection of that choice. The world is a mirror, and assumption is the hand that shapes its reflection. Everything begins and ends within you. The world you see is not a fixed stage upon which you act. It is a living mirror reflecting every thought, emotion, and assumption you carry inside. Once you awaken to this truth, you realize that you were never powerless, never at the mercy of fate or circumstance. You have always been the creator, shaping reality through the energy of your consciousness. Your imagination gives birth to worlds, your awareness unites you with all creation, and your assumptions command the unseen to take form. The journey of transformation is not about striving, chasing, or begging for change. It is about awakening. It is about remembering that consciousness is the source, imagination is the tool, and faith is the key that unlocks every door. When you take full responsibility for your inner world, you step into the role of deliberate creator. No longer do you wait for signs, proof, or external validation. You become the sign, the proof, and the source of power itself. Now is the moment to claim that power. Stop rehearsing what you fear and start imagining what you desire. Speak only what you want to see. Feel as though it's already done, and walk in that knowing until the world must reflect it back to you. The field of infinite potential is listening right now, waiting for the command of your consciousness. You are the spark that ignites creation, the dreamer awakening within the dream. So choose your reality with intention. Believe it into being. Stand in the certainty that you are not separate from the universe. You are its living expression. The moment you align your thoughts, emotions, and assumptions with your highest vision, life will respond with precision. The mirror will shift, the world will move, and the impossible will unfold before you. The power is already yours. Claim it, live it, and let the world rise to meet the truth of who you are.